Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Friday, January 23rd, and this is my morning market breakdown of the dollar pairs, including gold and a couple of the yen pairs. If you haven't done so already, definitely do check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, to be part of my membership, where you get access to all my trades, and you also get access to a great trading community of like-minded traders. So, anyways, the US dollar did keep on pushing a little bit further. It's actually gone a little bit beyond my levels where I was talking about yesterday possibly being a flat. More than likely, that means that this is actually going to be a wave three. This is likely a wave one, wave two, and wave three. This up here at the top is likely the end of a pullback. So that means that we probably are going to continue to overall be bearish on the dollar for the foreseeable future, at least for the next few weeks, probably. So, anyways, going right down to the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, I do see what looks like a very clear end of a pullback right here. Then we have one, two, three, four, five waves down. Now, just because you see five waves doesn't mean that this market move is over. But many times when you do see a nice five-way pattern like this, it will end up making a pullback to those five waves and breaking structure. So there's a good chance that it is going to pull back. If and when it does, we'll put our Fibonacci retracement on there and look for a reversal to the downside. If you're a really short time trade trader, you know that means you could possibly be looking for longs on the dollar in the meantime. Now, if this is going to go up in a pullback, that means we would expect the euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar to go down in a pullback, and probably the dollar CAD, dollar Swiss to go up in a pullback also. So, keep this US dollar analysis in mind when you're trading all the other US dollar pairs. Moving on to the euro dollar. Euro dollar did end up pushing up again. It didn't really make a new high yet, but it definitely is very close to it. Like I've been saying, if this is the end of a contracting triangle right here, which it definitely looks like it could be, that it could, make a decent bounce, but it's probably eventually going to break out to the upside, and it's probably going to keep on trending up. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, we do have that nice one, two, three, four, five waves on the euro dollar, also with a little bit of a break to the downside. So we put our Fibonacci retracement from here to here. It's probably not going to just keep on shooting up right now. It's probably going to make a little bit of a bigger pullback. I would expect to see maybe like a 50 or 61% pullback. But if it does, make a decent little pullback, a nice little fib bounce, a little break of structure to the upside, I definitely would take that as a long opportunity. I definitely think that you should be focused on looking for logs, but if you're a very, very short time frame trader, there could be a couple little sorting opportunities on very, very short time frames. But I think pretty much whatever time frame you're trading on, looking for longs, trading with the higher time frame trend is always the more profitable and the more reliable trades. Moving on to the pound dollar. Pound dollar did go up and, make another little push up beyond structure. So it looks like we do have some sort of a confirmed turn. Even if it does decide to turn down, it would almost definitely have to turn down at a fib level, which we're not quite at yet. So it's probably not finished with its move up yet, at least. So keeping that in mind, going down to the 1 hour time frame. We also got that, one, two, three, four, five shape on this one. It's a little different on this one, but one, two, three, four, five ways up. If and when it does go down and break structure, which it doesn't have to yet, it might go up to the 78% before it decides to break structure. But if and when it does, first thing you want to do is throw your Fibonacci retracement on there. Then you would look for, someplace between a 38 and a 78% Fibonacci retracement pullback. This right here looks like a pretty important area, so maybe that would line up really well with a Fibonacci level for a possible another long opportunity for the continuation of the uptrend, most likely. But, you can't really throw your Fibonacci on there until you get a confirmed turn down, and we don't even have a confirmed turn down. It could potentially make more bullish candles and keep on going up. Moving on to the Aussie. The Aussie has been very, very, very strong this week. Look how strong this thing is pushed up. We are sitting at the 178% Fibonacci extension. Could be an area of resistance. Definitely doesn't have to be the area of resistance. It definitely can push up if it wants to. I always watch these Fibonacci levels for resistance and support, but I don't just assume that it's going to turn at one of these levels. What I do is I watch price action on sort of time frames to see if there is any confirmation of a turn at one of these Fibonacci levels. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, very, 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 very strong uptrend. I mean, we really can't even do much until we get a break of structure down. So if and when it does break structure down, the first thing I would do is on my Fibonacci retracement on the last series of higher highs, higher lows, which it's not even really all that clear where the last series started. Maybe because we got a lower high rate here, maybe from here to here would be a good place to put your fib. Either way, I mean, You definitely, once you get a break to the downside, you definitely want to assume that anything you see to the downside is likely just a pullback within the uptrend. So if and when it does break down, which it doesn't have to, the first thing you want to do is so your Fibonacci retracement on there. And depending on whether you're a short time frame trader or not, depends on whether you would try to sort it. But really, the primary goal for me, especially on the Aussie, because it's up on the weekly, daily, pretty much every single time frame, the primary goal would definitely be looking for longs at the end of pullbacks. Moving on to US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD is a little different. Like I've been saying, it does look like either an A or 1. It does look like we're either in a B or a 2. A B or a 2 would almost definitely have to end at a Fibonacci retracement level, and we are sitting at the 50% right now. We also did go below the break of structure point, which is very common when you get a break, pull back below structure, and then eventually it ends up continuing up. So we want to pay attention to this 50% to see if there's any evidence of a break up on sort of time frames. So going down to those sort of time frames, like the 1 hour veins, we're on this one. We also see a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. So if we get a break of those 5 waves, I already put my Fibonacci on here, but really you should wait for the break. If you get a break in the 5 waves and you put your Fibonacci on there, and then you observe whether it makes a pulsive up like this, confirming that that was a bottom on the daily, or probably more likely, especially looking at the dollar index, it makes like an overlapping corrective pattern up to a Fibonacci retracement level, and then eventually ends up continuing down. If you pay attention to price, one of the things my old mentor used to say is you really just need to be able to tell the difference between impulsive, which would be very strong, this is impulsive, or corrective, this is corrective, very overlapping. So if it breaks up in a very overlapping pattern to a fib level, you would know that's leading to more down. If it breaks up in a very impulsive pattern and goes up and breaks this high, you would know that the daily has found some sort of a bottom. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss is also sitting at a Fibonacci level. We're at the 61% Fibonacci extension. This is actually one of the ones where I did think it was going to go up again, but boy, this move down is very strong, and I would be very cautious about assuming that this is actually going to go, make a higher low, and go up. I still think there's a possibility of it, but I definitely want to see some kind of an evidence that it is turning before I believe that. For now, the market is definitely still telling us it's shorts. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we do have a little bit of a pullback starting. So we got our Fibonacci retracement on the last impulsive move down. This is what I'm talking about here. If it goes up and impulsively and eventually breaks this high, then we know we found a bottom on the daily. If it goes up correctively, which it already looks like it is corrective, does something like this, like an overlapping corrective pattern to a Fibonacci level, we would know then that it's likely going to bounce from one of these fib levels and continue the downtrend. So like I always say, or my own mentor would say, the best tool you can use in these markets is not an indicator. It's your eyes. Your eyes can tell the difference between impulsive and corrective. No indicator can really tell that. Moving on to gold. Gold is starting to push down a little bit, but we're still not at a Fibonacci level. I think that if gold really does make its turn, it's almost going to have to turn at one of these higher time frame fib levels, which we are not at yet. This is the next area of resistance for me, right around 5,020. So gold is definitely still very, very bullish. We are going down, but one thing I do know for sure is that this wave from here to here is complete. That means that this could go anywhere between 78 and 38% pullback, something like this, and then it could just continue the uptrend again, which is probably the most likely scenario because this turn down that we're seeing is not happening at a Fibonacci level. If it was happening at a Fibonacci level, I would be more likely to say, oh, this could go down and give us the break of structure, which this would be the break of structure that would confirm that this up here is a top. If it does decide to do that, then fine, we'll start looking for shorts on pullbacks. But I think odds are that this is probably going to be another corrective pattern. It could be a little bit of an aggressive pullback. This was. It could go down to a Fibonacci level, like the 50, 61%, and then just reverse back to the upside very, very easily. So last night we had big yen news, which caused a lot of volatility on the yen pairs. None of them have really confirmed a turn to the downside yet on the higher time frames. They definitely haven't broken structure yet either. So this could just still be a pullback within an uptrend. We cannot assume that this is going to keep going down until the market tells it is going down by giving us a break of structure, which it has not done yet. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, you could definitely be looking for shorts, especially if you're a short time frame trader. But to me, this really looks like a wave A. This looks like a wave B. This looks more like the shape of a wave C. So if it keeps on pushing down, but then makes like a higher low, or what I would like to see is it pushes down and makes like a double bottom and then goes up and breaks, that would actually probably lead to more upside. Now, if it doesn't do any of that, but just keeps on pushing down, eventually, making lower lows, lower highs, eventually just closing below the 78 and 100% Fibonacci retracement on the higher time frames, then we would know that this over here is a top on the daily time frame. Taking it one step at a time, we have to kind of assume that this is just another pullback within the uptrend because there's no break on sort of on the higher time frames to the downside yet. And moving on to the Yo Yen. Yo Yen is definitely a little different, but just like the other one, it has not made engulfing down yet. It definitely hasn't broken structure yet. The structure is right here. So even if it does start to move down, which it looks like it wants to, especially with this big, turning candle at the 138% Fibonacci extension, then we kind of need to assume that it could just be another pullback within the uptrend. There's no evidence yet of a real turn. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, so far, it really hasn't even confirmed that this wave is over. I mean, it did go down very strong, but it still could end up making a higher low and end up going up like that very easily. If it goes down and breaks this low, which I think it probably will, then the first thing I would do is delete this green Fibonacci and I would put my Fibonacci retracement on the whole move from the very, very bottom down here to the very, very top. Then I would try to observe to see if it makes like a very overlapping wave like this and then bounces and goes up, or whether it continues to make very impulsive movement like this and goes down and breaks structure. Just like I said, the best tool you have in your toolbox for trading these markets are your eyes. Your eyes will be able to tell the difference between an impulsive downward pattern like that or a corrective pattern like this, which would almost definitely lead to more upside movement on the higher time frames. And the pound yen is exactly the same thing. The pound yen turned right at the 100% Fibonacci extension. So I do think there is a pretty good chance that it is going to go down. But the question is, which actually I need to move this real quick. Let me do that. Oop, and, because now we can move our structure up because price did make a new higher high. So now this is the break of structure point right here. If price does decide to go down and break that low, then that is telling us that this is a top on the higher time frames, like the daily, possibly weekly. If it goes down, it could just make another higher low and just go up and make a new higher high. So, like I said, we need to assume that anything we see to the downside still could just be a pullback within an uptrend. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, we do know for sure that this trend from here to here is over. We know that because we have a bigger structure. So what do we do? First, we put our Fibonacci retracement on there. We need to observe the market to see if it makes impulsive lower lows, lower highs. Is it going to continue to make lower lows, lower highs, and eventually break the low? If it does, that confirms that this is some kind of a top. Or is it going to make an overlapping pattern like this to a Fibonacci level and continue the uptrend? If it makes an overlapping pattern to a Fibonacci level that breaks back up, then that would be the long opportunity that I would be waiting for the continuation of the uptrend. So like I said, take it one step at a time. Try to use your eyes. You don't see a bunch of indicators or anything on my chart because they're basically useless compared to what your eyes can tell you about the market once you learn how to see the things that you're looking for. So anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my website. If you'd like to be part of that membership, follow along with my trades and be part of a trading community. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.